Hey, what's up? I'm John Falls from Egypt Central. Hatred for the music industry. No, actually, I love everything about this. It's a roller coaster ride, and that's what makes it fun. It's a different challenge every day. But I think the one thing that we learned between, record one with Josh Abraham and record two with Skid was this. I think the songwriting and us as a group of people and musicians grew so much. I think it was just the natural learning process that happened, so to speak. Like, I think that when you had 8 months to write your first record, that's a little different than what most people do. Most people have their, like they say, you have a lifetime to write your first record and you have 6 months to write your second one. Well, for us, we literally had that on the first record, and then we had almost a lifetime to write this one. So we did our growing and really picking out our sound, our sound, and figuring out who was going to be the primary, lyrics and stuff like that. We kind of started figuring all that out on the first record and just really elaborated on that even more on the second record. I think that what people will hear when they hear the first record is just the raw, natural emotion and talent in the music as far as what the guys are playing, and then in the songwriting, we were kids and had literally only been together, like I was saying, 8 months. So I think when people hear it, they're just like, people come up all the time. They're like, man, if You Make Me Sick got released today, it would still be a hit, and that makes you feel good. I mean, I would say that from the first record to the second record, you're going to hear a change. And then most definitely from the second to the third, when we get around to that, you're going to hear even more change, because that's just the type of guys that are in the band. When we started Egypt Central, the reason that ended up becoming the name was because that was, the whole, let's pick it from where we're from, and what, a way to just remember where we're from and who we are right now at this moment. The secondary reason behind that is because any other name we would come up with would lean one way or another, and there was different influences in the band and different ways that each guy would see it coming together. And when you put a band together, that's part of it. Everybody puts their little piece into the pot, and then whatever it becomes after it cooks for a while is the finished product. Well, when you have people with very different influences, that can come out really good or really bad. But when it started coming out really good from the get-go, we knew that we had a shot to make this a career. So the name search just went on and on and on until we finally we're like, you know what, Egypt Central is really cool. It's a street that runs through like the hard area of Memphis, and we all had went through crazy stuff growing up, and it was it was the only thing that we could agree on too. I mean, one guy wants a heavy name, another guy wants a trippy name, and and it's just like that's a stupid thing to argue over. Let's just pick something that's not about the music, that's about us as people. Because like I've said probably 100 times, is if you name your band something and it's who you are, like if you name it like something that sounds like a jam band name, and then you decide you want to get heavier, then you can't do that. If you're a metal band and then you name it something that reflects metal, and then you decide one day that you're going to kind of evolve a little bit, then you're going to get messed with, one. But two, I mean, it just won't make sense. It's confusing for the fans. It's actually a band name that, as we've gone, we're like, man, we picked a terrible band name. But, at the same time, it's not, because every time I hear it, I remember just being young and in the band room, and it was just us. And it was us against the world, and we were going to make the music that we wanted to make, and everything seemed so simple then. So anytime that I'll find myself to walking through a venue, and I'll look over at it on the wall, and it'll just take me right back. So the name definitely for us, serves its purpose. But like like when you asked me about, does it, is that what we're interested in? I would say most definitely constantly not just evolving the sound, but throwing some curveballs in there and doing some off the wall stuff. I mean, that's what makes the Chili Peppers so great, and bands like that is that they had a name. They could have done anything with a name like that. You know what I mean? And I think that's true musicians. You can't do that if you do the same thing over and over and over again. You're doing it because it worked, so you just keep doing it the same. Because if you're at the same place at 35 that you were at 25, then if you were working a regular job, you'd be pretty mad that you were still bagging at Walmart. You know what I mean? Eventually you want to be doing something else. So, and we all have terrible ADD anyway, so we have to keep pushing it a little bit, you know. Like in this one, we definitely pushed it heavier, but stayed melodic. And I hit the microphone. And but at the same time, we kept a lot of what was there in the first record, and then we tried some new stuff. You know, at the same time, we tried some things that, you know, are risky. You know, you don't know if people are gonna like, but we liked it, so we did it. The random stuff that's gonna happen to make, you know, to get to a third record, and what will happen in the writing process of it. It's never the same, and every day's always different in our lives, and so is our music. So I'm just excited to see how it'll come together, what we'll be putting down. I mean, we have a ton of material that was still left over. I think we'll sift through some of that. You know, there's writing happening every single day on the bus. This band is unbelievable, and I've never seen people that work so hard at their craft and just genuinely love doing it. You know what I mean? Some guys are like, "Oh man, we gotta go write another record. Gotta get another record out, man." And I'm like, I just would never see us ever saying anything like that. We're like, "Yeah, man, we got 400 songs. Let's go in and figure out what we're gonna do." You know? So I'm excited, but you know, at the same time, that's so far away from now. I mean, who knows where we'll be in our lives and what we'll be writing about and what'll be going on at that point. I mean, we're just, you know, 4 weeks into the first tour. Like you said, the record's not out until May 17th. So, I mean, we'll be doing this for 2.5 years, you know, just cranking this one out. Just stateside, you know, I mean, and, you know, you throw international in there. So I think people, though, when they hear this record, are going to appreciate the time that we took to make it. I mean, yeah, we made people wait a long time, and that's kind of crappy of us. But at the same time, I think that they're going to see that the reason we did that is because we love our fans, and we want to make sure that we're giving them the best because they give us the best. So I would say even in the last, all the way up to the last couple weeks, what I've really figured out is no matter what this industry throws at us, no matter what life throws at us, together we can actually take on anything and almost do it with a smile on our face. I mean, we've been knocked down and had every door that you can imagine slammed in our face, and all we keep doing is getting back up and just letting them know, dude, the more you do that, the more you push us to prove to you that we know that we're right and that we're going to make music that inspires people, that's honest, that's real, and no matter how many times you put something in front of us, we're just going to keep climbing right over it. And I mean, that's a hell of a lesson to learn for yourself, is that you can withstand anything. I mean, because I think that's kind of what everybody's trying to figure out in life is how much you can take and keep moving forward. Because life's not going to stop throwing it at you, so everybody tries to find their breaking point, and I'm just finding out that we don't really have one of those. I mean, you know, we've been fortunate to have success with everything that we've done, at least, you know, to some level. I think everybody always wants to have more success than what they've got. I think even when you're the top band in the world, you still want to figure out how to take over Mars. If you don't, then you're not ambitious. But at the same time, I think that you know, find yourself in a place where I forgot where I was actually. But I think I was talking about like if you know, like we had some success, so we've been able to keep to keep moving forward. But I mean, you obviously want to take it to the next level. But there was something leading into that. I may have to watch this. This is crazy interview, man. Can you tell that I've drove from Iowa to freaking Colorado to Idaho to Washington, and Washington back to Portland in the last 4 days? I forgot the question. No, I'm just kidding. Like as you were saying, like the evolution between the first and the second record. Actually, ask me the whole fucking question again, because now I lost it.